without balance, think of a car with two tires punctured. Two flat tires, it would never be able to move with balance. And if it isn't balanced, it cannot catch speed. It's not safe to drive. An unbalanced life or imbalanced life is something similar. And when you know where you are heading, then it becomes easier to make decisions. Then all you've got to do is make those decisions that support your destination, that support your journey towards your goal. And the reason without balance, you are not going to really enjoy the journey. I got reminded of this beautiful little thing I read about this tribe or this area, this country, this state called where Sparta, and Spartans used to live there. Very, very courageous group of people, small group of people who were not conquered until the very end. And it was famous of them that they all lived in an extremely close-knit community. They even ate together in one place, and they even ate the same kind of food. So that their entire day and time would go on productive things. Women and men, everybody fought in Sparta. So they would not waste time on what am I going to cook today, what should I wear today, and so on. So one time a researcher went to examine the Spartans, and he got permission that, okay, you can come and live with us for a few days. And he saw how rigorously they used to train. And he saw how rigorously they used to train, and he had their food, and he saw how frugal they lived in such austere conditions just so they could maintain their alertness, that asceticism even, and maintain that fire in them. So they would never become too complacent. Comforts can really make us complacent very quickly. A few days went by, actually 3 weeks or so, and it's apparently a real life story. So after this 3 weeks, this researcher said to the Spartans, I have now figured out the secret of how come you are so courageous, he said to one of the Spartans. Because it was famous of them, if they went into a battlefield, they would either come back victorious, triumphant, or they would be dead. They would give up their life, but not the cause. So this researcher said, oh, well, I know now. I absolutely understand how you have that zeal, that courage to die in a battlefield and be victorious, or be victorious and not have a third option. And what is that secret that you have figured out? The Spartan asked this researcher. He said, well, to be very honest with you, I've realized with the kind of food you eat, I would rather prefer death than to come back. So the kind of food you eat, I would rather die than come back and eat this food. If you are going to make your destination your everything, the first thing that happens is you lose balance. And if you lose balance, the most damning effect is you lose harmony. And believe me, nothing is worth it if you are going to be in a state that is not harmonious. When your thoughts, your speech, and your actions are aligned, you are in a state of harmony. Else, there is disharmony. All suffering, all negativity, all disturbances, all afflictions, all fluctuations of the consciousness live in disharmony. As Einstein said, nothing happens until something moves. So something's got to move. That disharmony is the misaligned movement. When I am not in harmony, I may still have pleasure. When I'm not in harmony, I may still have bouts of happiness. When I'm not in harmony, I may even still experience joy of doing something. But beyond joy, beyond happiness, beyond pleasure is a state of harmony. You can think of harmony as the perfect state of equilibrium in your consciousness and in your mind. If I am maintaining the equilibrium, everything else becomes almost effortless. When I say effortless, I don't mean to say that you don't have to work towards it. There is this immense joy in working towards it. And if you find yourself at a stage in life where you don't know what to do, ask yourself, what can I do to restore harmony in my life? I heard this story once. This seeker once went to Prophet Muhammad, and he said to the Prophet that I chant, I do all the things my religion tells me, but somehow I have not experienced that ecstasy. I've not experienced, that ecstasy where Sufis, the dervish would swirl, and the ecstasy that we called inner bliss and samadhi, that ecstasy which different religions called different things. He said, I have not experienced that ecstasy, what should I do? And the Prophet gave him a practice and said, do this for 40 days. I promise you will experience ecstasy. And then you come back and tell me how you feel about it. Rather than 40 days, 80 days pass. 80 days went by and that person did not show up. 80 days later, he came up with lots of fruits and flowers and other offerings. And he said to the Prophet that, thank you very much. I am forever indebted to you. It was really phenomenal. I don't know, it worked because you gave it to me or it worked because of something clicked, but I actually experienced ecstasy. And now every day I do the practices you told me because they make me feel so wonderful inside. And Muhammad, the Prophet, said to him, it's all well and good that you experienced ecstasy, but for heaven's sake now, please stop those practices. The disciple was baffled. Why should I be stopping those practices? It was said in the case of Prophet Muhammad that he never spoke more words than necessary. He was a man or a prophet of few words, and that's all he said. And later people around him interpreted it as the idea was if he was going to be eternally busy in just getting ecstatic because of certain practices, then he completely lost the plot actually. He missed the whole point. Then he would be limited to the practices itself. And that is why they say even in Buddhism, if you see a Buddha on the road, kill him. Because you don't want to get tied to a practice. You don't want to get tied to an experience that is going to severely limit you. You've got to have the courage to challenge yourself until you attain that state of near perfect harmony. And how do you know that you have actually attained that state or not? It's not very hard. If you are in harmony, you are not disturbed easily. And that's really the only thing you've got to ask yourself. Are you disturbed easily? If you are disturbed easily, that means this harmony you might have in your life is very shallow. It's not going to last. You're skating on thin ice. But if the harmony you experience, if your state of equanimity or equilibrium or patience or calm is not easily disturbed, then you actually have worked out your method. And then maybe you should share that method with the world and help other people. And remember this, you will only be able to help people who are like you. You will never be able to help people who are not like you or who don't want to be like you. Your methods, your truth will not work for them. And the number one rule of harmony is, let that not disturb you. Because if that disturbs you, then that means your harmony is not yet firm. You are not firmly established in your own state of harmony.